Coming to you live from Chicago, Illinois, I am Caitlin V, sex and relationship coach. And today I'm going to share with you 10 mistakes that men learn by watching porn. Number 1, thrusting is what gets women off. In fact, thrusting has a time and a place, but it is certainly not the very first thing. It is not the thing to jump in with, and it is not the core of women's arousal and pleasure during sex. In fact, it can get in the way. Women need to be able to squeeze down using their PC muscles, aka their Kegel muscles, on your penis while it is inside of them in order to create and generate sensation and tension that leads to orgasm. So when you are thrusting in and out too quickly, she's not able to get the proper squeeze that she needs in order to feel pleasure and ultimately reach orgasm. Number 2, all women moan a lot. In porn, women make a ton of noise. They are vocal. They are screaming, moaning, making little Not all women are super vocal. Women express themselves, express their arousal in a lot of different ways. Some women breathe heavier than others. Some get a flush across their face or their chest. Some are really vocal and some are not. You cannot take someone's vocalizations to mean that they are loving what you're doing to them. You should ask using your words to confirm that they like what you're doing. And just because someone isn't making a lot of noise doesn't mean that they're not really deeply in the throes of pleasure. There's only one way to be sure, and that's to communicate with them. Number 3, it's your job to get her off. In porn, the story often is that this guy comes in, he pleases the woman, he gives her multiple orgasms, gives her orgasms, like you could give someone a gift or give someone a pizza. The truth is that it's not your job to get your partner off. It's a collaborative effort. She has to want it, she has to work for it, and you alone cannot be responsible for giving her an orgasm. I wish it were that simple. You wish it were that simple. If we could give orgasms to other people, there you go, one for you, one for... The truth is that we can't just give them away. They are worked for, they are earned, and they are the process and the result of a collaboration. Number 5, anal sex is effortless. This is the lie. Anal sex takes work. It can be awesome. It can be super pleasurable. It requires work. It requires buildup. Sometimes it requires practice. Sometimes it requires practicing with toys such as butt plugs for weeks before any actual penetration with the penis is possible. It doesn't mean that it's not worth it working for. It just means that it's not as effortless as porn would have you believe. Number 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? No, that was 4. This is 5. Number 5, no one needs lube. We have this idea that if someone is properly turned on and aroused, then they will just be wet and there won't be any need for lubricant. It's not true. Sometimes you can be really super aroused and your body's just not there. It's like having a case of dry mouth. You can't always predict it. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a reflection on your ability to turn her on or that she's turned on or she's not turned on. People need lube, especially if you're having sex like porn stars do for hours on end. You just don't see the person coming in and like squirting them down with lube in between scenes. Lube is awesome. You should invest in some. You should get some high quality lube. You should get some water-based lube because you can use it with condoms. You should get some silicone-based lube. It lasts forever. It has really good slick power. You can also use that one with condoms. Oil-based lube you cannot use with condoms. Number 6, sex is for sexy people. We only see a handful of body types in porn. There's really not a whole lot of body diversity, especially when it comes to different sizes, different skin color, different athletic abilities, builds, disabilities. The truth is that sex is for everyone. And sometimes we get the idea from consuming a lot of porn that sex is for only those people who look a certain way. When we don't see ourselves presented on the screen as sexy, it can be up to us to see ourselves as sexy in our own lives. Number 7, you don't have to use your hands. You don't see a lot of caressing in porn. You don't see a lot of fingers, hands moving, squeezing, right? Maybe some gripping, for sure. The truth is that sex is very hands-on, and I mean literally, hands-on. Using your hands to caress, to squeeze, to pinch, to poke, to tickle, to scratch your lover is an essential component to having sex. Not only does it feel good for you, it feels good for them, and it's a way that we really connect, especially in the early phases or during foreplay. So, use your hands. Number 8, harder is always better. Yes, harder is great, especially when she's really close to orgasm or she's really, really aroused, you've been having sex for a while. You gotta pace yourself. Don't start with a full-on hard thrusting motion. You're going to get exhausted. Lead up to that slowly but surely. Start with a pace that you can maintain for a while and move up to harder thrusting. Her body isn't ready for it until she's already been aroused, sometimes up to 20 minutes. Harder is not always better. It's great. It has a time and a place. Learn when and how to use it effectively. Number 9, thinking that everyone has a big dick or a big dick is needed to please women and comparing yourself to others. Men in porn are cast for one very important, very crucial, essential feature on their bodies. And they are cast because they are not part of the norm. They're not average. If you've only ever really seen the kinds of penises that people in porn have, then you are not comparing yourself to the average man. And that can do a lot for your self-esteem and for your confidence. I promise you that the difference between average and porn average is pretty big. And finally, number 10, positions with the best visuals also produce the best feeling. Porn is all about what you can see, right? It's a visual medium, it's video. Angles that contort the body so that you can see the insertion of the penetration work really well in porn, but they don't work as well in real life. When you're having sex with a woman, instead of paying attention to what it looks like, pay really close attention to how she's responding. Does that position make her breathe harder, moan more, pull you closer? Those are the kind of indicators that you're looking for that a position is working, not how it actually looks. Leave in the comments below some of the mistakes that I missed or the things that you've noticed that differentiate porn sex from real life sex.